Good morning, everybody. Welcome to session number 9 of the Lyceum Project. As always, before we jump into things, we like to remind everybody that we are proudly sponsored by World Anvil, which has everything that you need to start creating and building your world. You can sign up for free and get started right away at worldanvil.com. You can also join their Discord, where there's a lot of good community chat going on and people help each other out with their world building and all that fun stuff. Um, and then we always extend our thanks to Roll20 for their generous support. They provide us with a pro account and core books so I can show you maps and battle scenarios and all that kind of stuff when they get into the thick of things. So, where we left off last week, our intrepid party were in Hurtkad, sort of stocking up on supplies, getting ready to head off on their quest to take down this Hydra and try to recover its heart. So you got a good night's rest. You woke up the following morning, head down to breakfast. Everyone's sitting around the table. Amir is nowhere to be seen. He hasn't come down out of his room yet. He's still up in bed. What would you guys like to do on that front?
I guess someone doesn't want to face a Hydra.
Look, he's probably just off somewhere taking in nature as he does. It's like I'm sure he'll show up eventually. Probably kill some time before going off against a Hydra anyway.
Probably be a good idea to get some more practice in.
Like, I send Cricky up to just check to see if Amir is up in the room that he was supposedly staying in.
Okay, he is just deathly ill. Whatever he had for dinner last night has not sat well with him, and he has been paying for it all night long. So he's gonna need a day or so to sleep off that bit of food poisoning, but then he should be right as rain and ready to go.
Poor bugger.
Yeah.
Look, I told him that his steak looked a little mooey still, but he said he likes it bloody.
There's a difference between bloody and still mooing, but can't talk anything into him when he's like that, can we?
Yeah.
Oh. And this is from the guy that ate a cup of breakfast.
It's very, very delicious cup of breakfast.
I'd say there's a very big difference between a cup of breakfast and that steak.
Fair. I mean, we could, check this board, see if there's anything that we could use to pass the time for today.
Sounds like a plan.
So, you head up to the board in the guild hall here, looking for alternative ways to fill your day, and the hall master actually calls you over, and just like you guys are relatively new here. You haven't spent a lot of time in this town, right?
No, I've been here before, but not much this time, no.
Okay. The rest of these fools, they hang around here all the time. Everybody knows what they look like. The city guard have very quietly asked for someone to try to help them find an underground fighting ring that's operating somewhere in town. They don't have permits. They're gambling without permits. There's lots of shady stuff going on down there. The guards have come up empty, and all of these mooks, everybody knows what they look like. They know that they're guild members. They're not going to let them in the front door. So I was kind of hoping a couple of newbies like yourselves might be interested in tackling that for them.
Ooh,
Sounds like fun to me.
does sound like fun.
Sounds excellent to me.
So the
I reckon we could infiltrate the people doing the fighting, because that sounds like a lot of fun.
the best the guards can figure, it's somewhere down in the docks area. It's seems like they've been having issues with a lot of the sailors and things getting into bar brawls nowhere near taverns, and but they haven't been able to nail down where it is. So that's unfortunately the best I can tell you is to head down near the docks. But if you find it, there is a little bit of reward in there for you, and anything you happen to do on your own is that's between you guys.
All right. All right, let's head down to these dire docks.
Thank you for the information. We'll see what we can do with it. And then I unclip my earring that has. No, it's this. I'll unclip my earring which has my guild membership ID on it, and toss it to Cricky and say, "Hey, Cricky, can you go put that upstairs in our room, please?"
He flies off. I haven't actually outwardly stated where mine is, but it's on the it's on the holder for my throwing axes. So I just sort of flip that inside out and put my throwing axes back in.
Kara clips hers off the talisman she has it on and makes it disappear.
Gotcha. So you are
What's not the pan?
covered on that front. So it's early in the day. Fighting Ring generally operates in the evening, so you've got some time to try to search it out, see if you can find any leads on like who's competing or who's running the place or any of that kind of funness. But the actual live events won't be for a little while.
Does the guild master have any additional information now that we've taken the?
That's all she's able to get for you.
Okay.
I just realized something. Since Emir is out sick, I have the highest charisma.
Oh boy.
No.
We're in trouble.
Congratulations.
This is gonna be fun.
Oh. All right.
What's my intimidation like? Okay, I'm just gonna try intimidating my way through everything.
I
There we go.
I haven't
Let's
been able to flex
check
my
our room and
intimidation
talk
yet.
a game plan. None of this discussing plans in the open again.
Right.
Yes, let's try to share the brain cell to this time.
I'm not even sure there's a whole brain cell running around, to be honest.
That's fair enough.
I do have a 16 intelligence. It's just that my int and my wisdom don't always communicate.
I'm the opposite way around. Maybe between the two of us we can make a whole idiot.
All right, so
Well, the best place to start would probably be the docks. Maybe there's a tavern down there. That's usually where they operate these things, or who operates these things. Because you know someone's taking a cut of all the profits.
Oh, obviously, but how do we try and find information? Do we go in as people looking to join in some fighting? Are we going in as trying to bet?
I think that we could definitely try to blend in as some potential fighters.
Maybe get ourselves into a scrap in a bar or two. See what people say.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah. Maybe this time compelled duel will actually work.
I just like the idea of these two half orcs and this tiny human just sitting together, and it's the human that's discussing like, yeah, we're gonna go fight, and the two half orcs are like, yeah, right. You're gonna
Gregory
fight.
is 6 feet tall, by the way.
We're half
He's
orcs.
not tiny.
We are pretty tall. Consider you're probably half the width of us.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Like, I'm a forge cleric. I'm all muscle, as you can tell by my lack of IRL muscles.
All right.
All right,
How do you
so-
want to try to go about this?
All right, so I say we head off to the docks and sort of scope out the area for potential theatrics.
And then what? We start a bar fight?
Kara's gonna ask for the location of a couple of the seedier taverns in the dock area.
Okay. Guildmaster can recommend a couple to you that are known to be like the locals tend to stay away from them. It's mostly the freshly shipped in or shipping out people that tend to frequent them kind of places.
Exactly what we're looking for.
Yeah, I can recommend a couple of those to you.
It's been too long since I've punched an idiot in the face. I'm looking forward to this.
I don't know. I usually smack these two around. Well, this one and the other one around. You should give it a try sometime.
I mean, I might, but then where will we be if we're both smacking him around?
That's fair. Might
We'll
look
spend
like
up playing ping pong all day.
party abuse.
Look, I'm not saying that Amir doesn't deserve it, but sometimes I definitely don't actually deserve it.
The two of
As
you
you know.
are unfortunately the faces of our party, and sometimes that doesn't go very well.
No. We desperately did not need to lose noon.
Yeah. Well,
Okay, so
I
let's
missed
head
you
out. Let's head
already.
off to the. Let's head off.
Even
to
though
the
he set me on
docks.
fire once.
Gotta hear that story.
Oh yeah, he just cast burning hands and didn't occur to him that would set everything on fire.
He thought.
So I didn't heal him after that fight. I
This-
was a bit salty.
I would like to note this is as we're leaving down to the docks.
yeah.
Yeah, Kara's gonna be like, yeah, the dummy thought it was an touch spell when it was an area of effect spell.
Rookie mistake
Rookie mistake.
to make
Rookie
it
mistake.
level 6.
He didn't study his spells.
Ah,
He was
a
like,
good
yeah, I
wizard.
know the spell enough to cast it, and well,
all right. So you
That's
are
the thing about sorcerers; they don't need to study.
Maybe that's the problem.
en
It is a
route.
bit of a
no more sorcerers.
problem. So we're at the docks.
No, you are en route to
Maps
the
loaded.
docks. You are
En
en route,
route to the docks.
Okay.
and as you're walking down the street here, you hear from like an upstairs open window the sound of like a door getting kicked off its hinges, a woman scream, and then another woman yell, "I know you're in here, damn it! I know you're in here. You've been cheating on me for the last time." And there's like scuffle and noise coming from upstairs, and a brief lull, and then the front door blows off into the street in front of you as like a fire out, and you see was getting gestury with my hand and took my hand off the mouse. A gentleman come stumbling out, followed shortly behind by a woman who looks like she is ready to rip him a new one. And they are screaming and yelling at each other, and she looks like she's getting ready to cast another spell of something painful. What are you gonna do?
I give a slight applause and say, nice spell work.
This guy bothering you?
Yeah, Garnet's really just not the sort of person to get involved in any way aside from watching the show.
So, she fires off a firebolt right into his chest, and he kind of recoils back, and he's getting ready to cast something in return. They're exchanging spells and screaming at each other that this is all your fault and I didn't do it and you don't know, you don't control me and I'm tired of this and blah blah blah. That looks very much like a spousal spat between two spellcasters, and they are not pulling punches on this particular morning. So
Hey, Gregory, do you have any snacks?
Any what? Do I have any snacks?
Do you have any snacks?
I think I still got some of the croutons from Harold's. So as we walk by, I'm like, guards. Sort of half-heartedly call for some guards.
as Care is just gonna point at each one of them in turn and go, "Stop shaming your gods' fucking selves." Or sorry, God's damn selves.
So you're not actually intervening or trying to break them up, or you're just spectating.
I'm starting with trying to scream in their heads as a way to shock them, and if that doesn't work, then we'll move up from there.
They're still going at it. There's been a burning hands. There's been a shield.
No, not that stuff. Just flashbacks.
I don't have anything that can make me.
What if we just try to restrain them? Just grab both arms and yank them back.
You know what?
You
know what? Care is gonna do her classic. She's gonna get within 30 feet, and then she's gonna pop her mage hand, one and then the other behind the both of them, and they both get a mighty smack over the back of the head.
Iconic.
Okay.
All right.
Roll a D100 for me.
Happily. $63.
Okay. They assume that they just did that to each other, and they're more pissed than ever.
Hey, Gregory, are you strong enough to restrain them, or do you need to stay and hide?
All right. You know what? I think the two of us together can restrain him. Which one do you want?
I march over to whoever's closest and sort of grab both of their arms and yank them behind them and hook it with one arm. And then lift them up, because I'm fairly strong. I could probably lift up a person with one arm.
Okay.
And
as you go to make your way over, it looks like she's landed a major blow, and he is down for the count.
Huh? Don't have to split up this fight. Fight's over.
All right,
He's not dead.
Someone stabilize him.
Fine. I sort of drop down next to him, just like check his pulse. Like, is he alive?
He is. He's like in death save mode at the moment. She's really laid into him. She was pissed. So he needs some sort of medical attention.
Then I will provide that medical attention.
Okay, make a medicine check for me. Okay, that's enough to stabilize him a bit. He's, no longer at death's door, but oh boy, did he take a pounding. And unless you attempt to stop her, she's gonna storm off in a huff.
Care's gonna grab her by the back of her shirt, just yoink.
All right.
I have one. Does Care actually say yoink as she lifts her up?
I hope so.
Yes, very much so, just like yoink.
Make an athletics check. For it's a grapple.
Don't fail me now, athletics. 15?
All right.
She slips out of it. She kind of gives a juke when you go to grab her shirt. And, excuse you, this is none of your business. And she continues to try to storm off.
It's a public place.
I'm gonna step in front of her then. You just almost set a bunch of people on fire with your bullshit. You can at least apologize for fucking up our day. I'm sorry, I'm sweary this morning.
I set one person on fire, thank you, and he deserved it.
Well,
I don't
maybe
doubt that.
maybe you can help him, like, not die would be nice. Like, I understand if he was, like, a cheating liar, but, like, don't you think you went a bit too far?
He looks fine to me. Looks like you already brought him back. What difference does it make?
I honestly can't come up with an argument to that.
Honestly, Gregory can't really either.
Yeah, Karen's pretty stumped there. There's
Like, you know what?
The
Fair.
brain cell is not with us today. I do say, nice spell work. It's nice to know that someone actually knows how to use that spell.
Yes, if he had been paying more attention, he would have known better than to cross me yet again.
Again? How many chances did you give him?
I gave him more chances than I should have. And at that, you notice that there's now like a young woman kind of poking her head out the window that all that noise was coming from, and she's looking down at the street like, "Yee, you," trying not to draw attention to.
Out of curiosity, are you going to leave anyone else involved to live their lives?
I didn't catch that. Sorry, you were breaking up in the middle.
Sorry, I said, so anyone else that was involved, are you gonna leave them be, or do we need to be concerned?
I don't care about her. I care about him. We're done. It's over. Doesn't matter anymore. And she yells at him again. This is what you deserve. This is what you get. She's like that. And she, like spits on the ground and
I'm not entirely sure he's conscious enough to hear you,
yeah.
but
probably not.
good for you.
It's like as I walk by the guy, I kind of kick some dust over him.
Considering I'm still next to him, I just go, hey!
All right, no collateral damage.
all right.
I've had enough of being part of collateral damage.
All right.
So this embarrassing scene of private affairs in public places has played out. You've brought him back from death's door, which was very generous of you.
Just prop him up against the wall.
And let him kind of
Yeah.
sleep it off.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Can I do an investigation to see or is he naked?
No, he's not naked. He's basically in his underwear.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, be a good time.
Steals money.
Yeah, it would be a good time to loot the body if the body had loot.
He might not have any gold, but you can definitely kick him in his coin purse.
Well,
actually,
he'll probably get arrested for public indecency anyway, so...
Yeah.
Actually, let's see what I have in
All right. So
let's see what I have in my
hearing that-
inventory.
hearing
Hell, what are
that,
you doing?
Oh yes. She's gonna take a bit of charcoal and she's gonna write "cheat" across his chest, and then pull his underwear off and just leave him propped up against the wall.
Consider giving him a really bad mustache or drawing a dick on his face.
Care then adds both of those.
all right. So
Oh, that's a little harsh. Jeez. Beat the guy while he's down.
I think
We could have done
Cricky is
worse.
going to. Cricky is now going to do is he is going to sort of hang out, just sort of not close to the body, but just having heard cheater now a couple times, just mimic cheater, 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 just in the background as he's still somewhat unconscious but stable. Just hearing that constantly of the mimic of his scorned lover.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
And I'll tell Cricky to come find me when
he wakes up.
the guy wakes up.
We are gonna continue on to the bar, I guess.
All right. So you head on down to the dock district and start kind of poking around a little bit. You have a couple of seedy tavern type places to stop into. They are relatively.
Many of them have terrible pun names. That's where I want to check first. Dang.
You stop in and they're relatively quiet given the most of the
Time of day.
yeah, it's midday-ish. There's a small crowd of people, but for the most part they're all busy doing ship work. They're out fishing, they're out, unloading cargo, all that kind of stuff. So you kind of poke around a little bit. Make investigation checks for me.
All right. Can't get the help because I left Cricky behind.
Nope.
Would I be able to give help to someone?
You could if you want to, yeah.
So I shall give assistance to.
At +7.
I have
Yes.
-1. That was a good roll.
Very nice. Garnet can also have a reroll. Or actually, no, Gregory should have the reroll because he has +7.
Yeah. Another roll. All right. What do I got here? That's much better.
Okay, 24 is not bad.
Yes.
So you're hanging out down in this docks area, kind of poking around as best you can without trying to be overly suspicious or attention drawing to yourselves. The taverns are a bit of a bust. You don't seem to pick up any signs of a fighting ring. There's no kind of bloodstains on the floor under a table or any of that kind of stuff that would key you into these places being the places. But as you're moving through the dock area, you do happen to overhear two sailors talking about hitting up the fights tonight, and that it's you need warehouse 13, and there's a little bit of you go around the back, and there one guy's telling another guy this is where you got to go to how you get in, and you manage to just kind of catch that as you're passing through the docks.
All right. Warehouse 13. All right. So are the warehouses in numerical order?
They are, yes.
Okay, good. Not gonna have to really search for warehouse 13.
They also have signs on them and stuff. It's a
also helps.
shipping port.
Unless it's like the TV show Warehouse 13, because I'm pretty sure that one moved back.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was thinking when she said warehouse 13 too.
It's a warehouse in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
Well,
there might be some magical artifacts in there.
You never know.
I don't even remember anything about it anymore, I'm not gonna lie.
Our best people on it.
All right, Care is gonna say, I think we should probably scout out the warehouse before we plan any serious ideas, like maybe getting into a few fights.
But that's the fun part, Care. You're not meant to be the sensible one. Wait, who is meant to be? Do we have a sensible one?
I think technically I'm supposed to be the sensible one.
I thought I was the sensible one, but
no brain cells, no sensible one.
Most definitely lacking in all departments.
Chaos party.
Hey, look, at least we're not keepers.
That's not true. We have muscles.
At least
we have strength. That's about it.
I was gonna say, at least we're good guys.
Yeah. Mostly, debatably. There's been some question marks in there. So you're gonna head down and try to
Yeah, the question marks are care.
scope out the warehouse a little bit. You head down there. Make stealth checks for me, just to, if you're gonna scout the place, we want to see how nonchalant you can be about it without people being like, "Who the hell are you? Why the hell are you in my warehouse?"
It's not going to be great.
It's
Oh
not gonna
my
be great.
word!
Oh no! Come on! Come on! Well, I rolled a 19, but my roll's a 6.
The RNG gods have punished me for my humor.
I'm sorry, I missed a bunch of that because
Stealth. Roll a
Rolling
stealth.
stealth.
I don't think.
Yes. The two characters in heavy armor need to roll stealth.
Yep.
I had a good roll, but because of disadvantage, it's not.
This is so bad. This is Kare's whole shtick,
Mm-hmm.
being stealthy.
Yep. Not getting it done. Oh, Garnet's not bad. Though
Oh.
Garnet is also.
I have disadvantage because I've got heavy armor.
Oh, little less good. So yeah, that's good.
So a 6, an 8, and an 8. We're not very stealthy.
Bumping along.
We're just openly talking about what just happened.
Yeah.
with the cheater.
So
We're just having too much fun.
head down to this warehouse. You count them down: 10, 11, 12, 13. You see it's decently busy. There's a lot of crates coming in and out of the main. They don't have like roll up doors, but sort of the equivalent of a roll up door. There's a lot of cargo coming in and out and things like that. It's pretty busy, and you're doing the best you can to kind of take peeks inside and looking around, and but it's very obvious that you're doing so, and eventually someone who looks like a foreman of some kind calls you out. He's like, "Hey, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing in my warehouse? Get the hell out of here!" And we have lost Garnet.
I'm
We've
lost. What?
Garnet's camera.
Your camera's gone.
Your
kaput.
camera is doing
Ungammy.
something funky.
It has gone all gray and pixely.
It was green for me.
There you go. Now you're back.
Yay!
So yeah, so the foreman calls you out, and they're like, "What the hell are you doing? You're not supposed to be here. Get the heck out of here."
We are supposed to be here.
I heard something about fighting, and I was intrigued.
This is a warehouse. Who the hell said anything about fighting? Shoot.
I don't know. A couple of really loud. I don't know. What were they? Fishermen?
I've been itching for a good fight for a long time.
Kare is
You want a good
going
fight?
to just be like, "Thank you, good sir. We will be leaving now," and then turn around and kind of pull one with her while Mage Hand pops and pulls the other one with her, and she's kind of gonna start walking away.
I can walk on my own, Care. Come on.
And
Can't you at least use your regular hand on me for once?
Can I at least turn around?
And once they get a few feet away, she's gonna let them go, and she's gonna be like, "Come on, guys, you're trying to blow our cover already."
I figured the cover was just that we wanted to fight. Sorry.
Yeah, but the manager might not be running anything, or he might be the whole one
That's a
running
good
the
point.
thing.
Don't be sensible.
Someone has to be.
Yeah, someone has to be.
We are. This is now a hunt, and we are stalking prey. One must properly prepared before you go after her.
Has enough time passed for Cricky to have done his job and
Yes.
okay, so Cricky flies back in.
Mm.
All right. So at least now I can get some stealthy eyes in there.
Yeah, it takes them a little bit to find you, but eventually.
Right.
Do you think you can use Cricky to maybe spy inside the warehouse? I mean, so I know sometimes there are birds and other animals that get in these places.
Yeah. And I can even look in Cricky's eyes while he's in there.
So we're just gonna
So
we're gonna I think withdraw to an alley a couple.
I have to be within 100 feet to look into Cricky's eyes.
Okay, so a warehouse down, pat down. Just gonna
You guys want to hide out in 12 or 14?
yeah, just as we're walking, we just do yoink into an alley somewhere.
Okay, you're yoinking into an alley.
I don't know what the VOD is going to be called, but I hope it's yoinks for days.
Yeah, you're sending Cricky in to scope the place out for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I send my consciousness into Cricky's body so that I can see what he sees and hear what he hears.
Sure.
Can't
So
believe we actually have one in our party that's stealthy, and it's a bird.
Sounds about right.
yeah.
We should have kept the goat.
You could have kept that goat. It would have come in handy for blinking in the
Right.
warehouse.
Could have blinked into the fight.
Yep. That would have been something. Go ahead and make a stealth check for Cricky. For
All right. Go
how
to Cricky
well
stats.
they get the chance to kind of slip in without somebody trying to like
Uh.
broom slap them out of the air. Get the hell out of my warehouse.
Flap.
So is that since Cricky's skills it only lists perception? Does that mean I just roll Dex?
Yeah, you just roll straight dex.
Okay. Roll. Oh boy, yes.
There you go.
Oh yes.
So they're busy, they're moving stuff in and out, and Cricky comes in high and just does a quick under the top of the high door frame and slips in, lands up on a rafter, starts scoping the place out, seemingly unnoticed as doing so.
Nice natural 20.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was
18.
Cricky's got a +2, so it was an
Plus
18.
two. Yeah.
33.
Yeah. So
Right.
you are scoping this place out. It seems to be a warehouse. There's stacks of crates, and they're in nice little orderly rows and things, and everything's ordered off. There's little sort of markings on the floor for where the walking spaces are meant to be kept clear, and all that standard sort of OSHA regulation stuff that you would find in a warehouse. But you do notice that there is a back door and a what appears to be a stairwell that leads down, but it's closed off. It's like boxed in.
Is Cricky small enough to try to maneuver his way through?
No, it's like a makeshift enclosure. It's not something to be able to get into.
Like sneak behind the like try to squeeze? Nah.
No.
It's tight. All right, yeah. All right. So
At this point, Kara's probably just poking and prodding Gregory's body.
Gregory can't feel anything while he's in Cricky's.
Which is exactly the point,
body.
and she knows it.
Yep.
Garnet starts trying to move Gregory's body into increasingly odd positions.
Don't have the punching bag of Amir, so now Gregory becomes the punching bag. All right, I see how it is.
You come back and you're like this.
That's like
Look, we have a
upside
pecking
down.
order, and somehow I've gotten to be number 2.
It's the perk,
Alright,
perk
so-
of being one of the original players that stuck it out.
All right. So after finally being the one who has been, taken advantage of, I use this opportunity to smack. It's like not knowing who did it. I was like, smack both of them for
Yeah.
letting that happen.
We're quickly devolving into a Three Stooges routine, I feel like.
But we're down. It's like we're down
be fair,
we're down
it's
like
not
the
entirely
main
wrong.
stooge too.
No, we're off. We're off in
Carrie's
the
a
side
temporary
alley.
dude. Guys,
So
just sniffing.
Yeah, Care's just laughing. as well.
once Gregory collects himself, I relay the fact that there is both a back door and a closed off descending staircase. It could, the back door could be anything. It could be just like a secret office, maybe like a VIP viewing area. But I definitely think that the staircase down is to the arena.
What, VIP warehouse? What?
Oh, a VIP viewing area for the fighting rink.
Right, okay. Scarlet
As-
does not have the brain cells
As
today.
people get the best seats.
Okay, would you rather have the best seat or be in the ring?
I'd rather be in the ring.
I thought so.
Mm.
All right, so Cricky slips back out.
Hmm.
What are you doing from here?
So the foreman has, seen us now. So try to maybe stay nearby, wait for people to start trickling out, go home from a hard day's work, and try to. I don't want to say sneak in because I really don't want to roll stealth again.
You don't want to roll stealth again.
We are equally bad at stealth.
I think we should probably.
I just have one extra because of the luck stone.
Well, I mean,
One
theoretically, we know the passwords and how to get in. So
Should we just go for a drink till it's night?
as long as we say that correctly when we show up, he shouldn't have any big questions besides giving us shit, hopefully, for being a little more obvious than we need to be. Thank you.
I said I was sorry.
I didn't, but I'm not.
I know you're not.
We all know you're not.
So, all right. So, hey, we head off to a nearby tavern to try to kill some time. Then
Maybe see if we can scope out some competition.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be do some recon.
Okay, so you find a nearby tavern and saddle up to the bar to kill some time, have a few drinks, all that fun stuff, just kind of chillaxing. And are you attempting anything here? Are you trying to like chat up the bartender or are you just gonna quietly hang out and kill time amongst yourselves?
Can Care... Well, is there a way that Care can make a perception check or any other kind of check as, like, listening to see if people might be talking about the fight or just seeing if there's other people that might have knowledge of it so she can kind of get an awareness of people who might be there. Am I explaining myself well?
Yeah, make a perception check to kind of pick up the ambient conversations that are going on. The ambient conversations. So no, you do try to kind of multitask, right? Stay involved in what the group's chatting about, but also kind of stretch for people sitting at tables and things and see if you pick up anything. It's a lot of just chit chat nonsense, people talking about, nasty weather, rough seas, blah, blah, blah. You know how it is. Didn't catch nothing, nets were empty, blah, blah, blah. It's a lot of that kind of stuff. You don't catch anything particularly helpful in terms of prospective attendees of the festivities.
Can I look around, see if I can not necessarily see if someone's going to the fight, but work out if anyone here is a fighter, if they fight regularly, and if so, possibly how? Like, do they use swords? Are they magic users? It seems like a lot to, but that's sort of what I'm trying to. Am I explaining this all right?
Yeah. Make an insight check for me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did somebody just get into a fight or something? There's a lot of.
So, Alex did temporarily mute himself, but is unmuted again. And then a whole lot of noise happened.
I apologize.
All right.
So Garnet rolled a 23 insight.
Yes.
23. Nice.
So with that
I'm a
insight,
because it's wisdom.
you are looking around. You do see, like, as general kind of sailors and cargo movers and things like that, everybody's decently built for the most part. But you do notice a guy who seems to be thick, like just rock solid muscle, more
Thick?
so than a typical sort of deckhand type person would need to be. And he carries himself with a confidence of someone who knows how to handle themselves if they need to. So he definitely gives off an air of like, if you pick a fight with him, you will regret it. So yeah, so you do spot somebody who gives off those competent combatant vibes.
I think I want to fight him. Not like now, but just in general. Just like.
All right.
Just no. Yeah, I think this person will be great to fight. What do you think?
Think what Gregory wants to do. Well, what I want to do is I want to roll an investigation, but I don't know exactly how I'm going to arrive at rolling an investigation. I think what Gregory wants is to sort of survey the patrons to see if anybody's got like, some like injuries, like what kind of injuries anybody's sort of rocking right now. Maybe they've been in a scuffle.
You can make
recently.
a perception check for that.
Perception's fine, sure. I got advantage on that, so that works just as well. All right, there we go.
Look around, see if anyone's got any bruised knuckles, I guess.
So, you do spot a few people that look a little bit sore, but it could just be from a hard day's work on the docks. There isn't any kind of like black eye with a raw steak on it kind of tells or any of that stuff. But you can see that there's a couple of guys that are moving gingerly, like they're just really sore. But whether it was from a day of work or a day of in the ring, you're not entirely sure.
Okay. How with that, did I also get a beat on the thick dude? How's he looking?
He looks fine.
So if he is a fighter, he's probably the champion.
Gonna knock him from his pedestal.
All right. So I think with that, how much time has passed now?
This has been most of the afternoon and evening, like because we're trying to get the people that as they were finishing up their day, they came into the bar for a post-work drink, grabbed themselves some dinner before they head home, that kind of stuff. That's where you spotted these people. So it's like supper time, and you've got probably, if it's a late night secret underground fighting arena, you probably got to kill a couple more hours before you can go knock on the door and see what's up.
Dinner time.
So you grab some food, you grab some drinks. Are you drinking heavily? Are you drinking water? Are you drinking? What do we do? Are you trying to stay fight fit, or or are you getting plastered in this bar?
Gregory's gonna have water, but he's gonna pretend that it's a clear alcohol.
Are you just knocking back shots of water?
Knocking back shots of water, yeah.
Actually, I like that. I think we should both be knocking back shots of water and yelling shot, shot, shot.
I mean, I definitely don't trust my deception, but give it a shot. Just knocking back shots of water.
Knocking back shots of water. So the bartender's looking at you like you're a bunch of idiots.
Can I take an extra to pretend that we are, in fact, completely serious?
Sure. How much do you want to try to bribe him with?
I don't know, 5 gold? I'm not really the person who bribes people. I don't know how much bribery should cost.
Okay. So 5 gold. Make a persuasion check on top of that. We'll factor the gold into the DC.
There's no way this can end badly.
I mean, it's based on my charisma, which is 0.
12 isn't terrible. He takes the gold and okay. He takes the gold.
Alex's camera is messed up for me, so I have no idea what's going on. I just hear it.
Yeah. I don't know what's up. He takes the gold. He stops kind of looking at you funny, but he doesn't really like lean into what you're doing either. He just keeps serving you what you ask for. And Gregor, you do notice once or twice that he kind of leans over to somebody at the other end of the bar and kind of like whispers to him, like, "Can you believe these fucking guys?" But for the most part, he's at least quasi playing along.
Who wants to see me do a boot of this stuff?
A what?
The entire time, Kara's been watching them like they're idiots and just drinking like she'll have like a beer and then she'll have like a couple glasses of water and then another beer and then a couple glasses of water. Like she's obviously pacing herself,
Mm-hmm.
but still trying to, have some fun.
Sure.
She's just sitting there like, I don't know these idiots. I don't know these idiots. I don't know
We're
these
free
idiots.
entertainment care, come on.
But unfortunately, she's close. Unfortunately, she's close enough to be associated with them.
Yep. Go ahead and make a Constitution save at advantage because you're deliberately pacing yourself out. Just kind of want to gauge how that shakes out for you.
Hmm.
Just waiting on it to come through. Come on, roll.
That'll be a 14.
Okay. That's more than fine. You pace yourself out well, and beer doesn't impair you at all. You're don't have like a substantial buzz, but you're having fun. You're laid back. You're a little loose. Um, but it hasn't gotten you
I
drunk or any of that
start-
kind of stuff.
I stop thinking of them as these idiots and start thinking of them as my idiots.
The camaraderie. Eventually, the evening gets a little bit deeper in, and you're starting to feel like it's probably safe-ish to go and give a knock on the door if you'd like to. It's about 10, 11 o'clock at night. The tavern that you were drinking in was starting to wind down. They were closing out tabs and things of that sort. So
I probably one of the worst performances of anybody's life. I was like, oh man, I need to sober up. I need a coffee. Of all the drinking that I've been doing. We're there.
And I
On
follow
that fact,
that
I
up
could
with.
probably actually use a coffee.
I say I ask for an Irish coffee.
that's something. But the tavern barkeep's like, I don't got coffee. I don't got it. If you need it, you got to get it somewhere else.
All right, that's fine.
Okay, well,
And
thank you.
And I probably, with my just actual regular dex, just sort of stumble out. That wasn't a part of the performance. I just accidentally stumbled.
All right.
I
Yeah.
laugh and pick him up by the scruff of his neck, the way Care does, and just set him back on his feet.
Makes sense. And then
Claire's just gonna shake her head. Humans.
Can't hold their alcohol. And then I start laughing to myself.
2 episodes later, but we're finally getting to pretend to be drunk.
yeah. All right. So you head over to Warehouse 13. Yes. Is that where, or are you going to do anything else before you head over there?
No, we're heading to Warehouse 13.
Okay. So you head over there. You recall what you had overheard as you were passing by the two guys that were chatting about going to the fights tonight. Oh man. You give a knock on the back door, and the guy asks for the password, and you give him the password, and kind of give you a little bit of a squint as you're all presumably fully decked out in all of your gear, or did you leave it all behind?
I'm not leaving my armor behind. I like my
I-
armor.
I am taking my stuff with me, knowing full well that they'll probably take my weapons, but knowing that I can summon at least my longsword back.
Mhm.
So I'm anticipating them taking my stuff away, but am prepared if it's not unarmored fighting.
Alright.
Unarmed fighting.
So, like I said, he gives you a bit of a squint. You descend down the stairs at his sort of gesturing, and at the first landing, it looks a bit like a coat check. It's a weapons check. They ask you for everything you got: knives, bows, swords, axes, maces, anything deadly. Spellcasters, turn over your components, turn over your orb thingies, staffs. We take them all. Give it up, give it up, give it up.
Out of curiosity, do I get I'm not asking will he let me keep my gauntlets?
That is a good question.
Let's see. No, they do spot that they are enchanted, and ask for you to fork them over too.
You
All right,
know
so
that
obviously I probably won't be able to keep my Sentinel shield. How about the Lux Stone? Will I be able to? Is that just sitting in my pocket, not really noticed?
Yeah, they're taking all your weapons. Obviously they're taking your shield too. Anything
Right.
that you would
Unequip that.
use to get into a big brawl in their place with, they're basically taking off you.
So just for I mean I probably won't need my goggles of night, but I'll have my goggles of night, my Stone of Good Luck. And what about armor? We keeping armor or no?
They'll let you keep your armor on if you insist upon it.
I'll keep my armor.
Will I be able to keep my shield as well?
Nope, shields up. They're just actively discouraging patrons from starting shit. So no weapons, no shields, no caster staves, rods, orbs, none of that stuff. They take all of it. They give you checks to get it back when you leave.
All right.
You know that extended weapon sequence from the movies where the character's just looking at them and then just starts
I hand
pulling
everything
knives
over.
from all different.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Care.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm the strongest one now.
Most of her weapons are in her quiver. Puts the quiver down.
18.
She takes the cloak.
See, mine's 16, but then with my gauntlet that becomes 20. So still fairly strong. And my AC is still 18 because I kept my armor. I only lost my shield.
I honestly don't even think Kair's AC changes when she takes her armor off. But that's what happens when you're a ranger with light armor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to assume that I couldn't keep my Horn of Blasting either.
No. They would take that off you.
Yeah,
I think Gregory's definitely. I think Gregory's in a good spot comparatively.
As Kair's stripping down from the armor and that, you notice that the tunic and the trousers she's wearing underneath are look very like rough spun, like tanned, like it's been like it looks very rough, very kind of almost feral, but it also looks like super comfortable and soft. And as she gets down to it, she's gonna go over to Garnet. She's gonna be like, "Are we good?"
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. You said you went over to Garnet and then.
Okay, looks over to Garnet and she's gonna like take her hand. She's gonna like, "You gotta feel this." And as Garnet touches like it's like the softest cashmere that you've ever felt. It's like my clan mother made this especially for me as a parting gift from the clan. It's really nice, eh?
One day I would love to meet your clan, but also I just keep petting Beyond. So soft.
All right. So you finish turning everything over, getting your bag or coat check tags essentially, and descend another flight of stairs into what seems to be a tavern type establishment. Get this. Okay.
Tavern crawl.
Tavern crawl for shots of water.
Yep.
Mm,
Okay, so this
Tavern crawl
is
with nerds.
you guys descend the stairs.
I'm sorry,
into-
but of the three of us, you're the nerd.
No, that is fair.
You're both the nerd and the jock here.
I'm a party nerd like Rachel Riley.
So you hear, well, you see a bartender kind of squeeze behind a small bar space, handing out a couple of drinks to a couple of people that are sitting there, and a waitress kind of scurrying about, handing out food and drinks to the people at the tables that are sparsely occupied. I didn't drop NPCs in all the chairs and everything like that, but there's a few people hanging around in here. A couple of them look like they've had the shit kicked out of them and they're nursing their wounds, and a couple of them are like, patting them on like, "Oh, you did a good job, you gave it your best shot," kind of consoling them a bit. And you see in front of you there is a large double door behind which you can hear like a roar of crowd noise coming from behind it.
I'd say we go right to it.
Let's do this.
Chair is gonna go over to the bartender. Then we're looking to get up and do a few fights. Where do we need to go?
Bartender will eye you over a little bit and like, go through there, check in at the desk.
Yes, boss. And Care
you.
is going to lead the way through the door.
All right. So you step through this door and find yourself in a room that reeks of like beer and sweat and violence, as there is a fight ongoing at the moment.
A decent Saturday night.
Yeah. Man, is Amir going to be so upset that he missed this?
Right?
Oh,
This is just up his alley, too. We're gonna have so much fun holding this over him.
oh yeah.
You mean like we do every other thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah.
But it's okay. He's the shortest. I think he's the shortest of the group, so there's a lot of stuff over him.
So you step through the door, you get hit by that
That's not a short joke I've heard before.
wave of smells, and it's hot as everybody's packed in tight. There's no air conditioning or anything like that, and you can hear the sound of knuckles on flesh coming from like below and in front of you, as there is this big crowd encircling this pit. So there's people in the way. You can't see into it unless you kind of wade your way through the crowd, but that you can hear the combat, and there's oohs and ahs and like as this fight is underway and ongoing in the pit below.
All right. So make our way over to the check-in desk so that we can register as fighters.
So you head over and you see that there is a very nicely dressed, very refined looking woman sitting behind the table. She's taking bets, she's taking sign-ups for fights. She's very much running the show down here. And you can tell that the buck stops here just from looking at her.
All right. Hi. We're looking to get into some of those scraps.
Could you sound any more upper class?
Right, sorry. Hey, yeah, we want to get some.
Probably.
Look, Look,
Excuse me, sir.
Amir's cadence sort of runs, rubs off. You know,
May we engage in
I'm
fisticuffs?
joking. Might I engage in some
Where
fisticuffs?
can I find?
Otto? I'm joking.
So, she gives you a once over, and are you sure? You don't really look like you're built for this.
He may not
You'd be
be,
surprised.
but I am.
And I certainly am.
I just had an image of like Karen Garnet behind Amir, and she's like, "Are you sure?" And behind her, Karen Garnet are both like, "Yes, yes, let him do it, let him do it, let him do it."
It's like, once again, Gregory's got an 18 strength. These two both have lower strength than Gregory does.
But consider, we look like we could break you in half without doing anything.
Correct.
That's the.
So, lets you know, like, all right, I got a couple spots on the undercard, I guess. It's 10 gold entry. If you win, you get the other guy's entry. You lose, you're out.
All right.
Fair enough.
Sounds like fun.
I slapped down 10 gold.
Lets you know it's fists only. Armor's gonna have to come off if you expect to get in there, and we don't have a ref per se, but we do expect clean fights. Try to run a somewhat reputable arena down here, so any kind of funny business, anything that looks suspicious or cheaty, we're gonna have words.
I get the feeling we don't want to have words with you.
I believe you wouldn't.
Is there a name that we can call you by while we're here?
The madam is fine, thank you.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Fancy.
Yes, madam, you mean.
She'll
The-
take,
do
take
I-
your entry fees.
Do I see like a window where like up above where it's like what I had suspected, like the back room, the back door sort of led to like a viewing area for some high class people?
No. The back
Okay.
door was the door that you came in.
Okay.
Okay. And so at this point, I have written down. It's like I sort of scurry away, sort of in the corner, sort of try to sneakily. I mean, not sneakily. I don't want to have to roll stealth, but just sort of, just casually write down all the information that I've gotten and just sort of place it down and have Cricky take it and fly off. Where we are, the rules are, and the madam. I try to bring this information over to the guild master.
Kara was gonna try and get some fights from it first, but
No.
Right.
No, it's like I fully expect us to at least get a couple of fights in before any sort of sting happens. But I'm trying to get this information to them so that should it's like if we could break up the fights, break up this operation. It's like if like they catch wind of it, it's not gonna disappear before they can do the sting. So the information out as soon as possible. Hopefully we can get a couple fights in.
So, Cricky has no way of getting out of here on their own.
Oh, okay.
That's an issue.
That is an issue.
You're in a basement. There's several doors between you and outside. Cricky doesn't have a way out.
That is an issue. All right. So
Oh. Kara's just gonna be like, We'll wait a bit. I may have an idea.
All right. So I'll stow the note and just have Cricky come. Just he'll watch for now.
Okay.
Can I just say how Cricky is our most important party member?
At this point, probably.
Yeah,
He's done more for
I
this
feel
party
like
than I
Ricky
have.
has the one brain cell and spends his time laughing at us.
One brain cell, and it's a bird brain.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bird.
So, as you're kind of off in the corner trying to figure out a way to get information out and realizing, like, well, he's a bird. We're in a basement. Shoot. You hear the fight in the pit come to a resolution. The Are you gonna go look? Or are you
Oh yeah,
keeping
I'm
off to
fully
yourselves?
expecting to
Or
see Thick Boy be victorious.
no, Thick Boy has had his ass beat soundly
Oh.
by this rather short, stout dwarf gentleman that has pounded him like tenderizing a steak. He has been routed, and is out cold in the dirt. And the little dwarf just kind of thanks, yeah, doing one of these, doing one of those. And the people are quickly stampeding over to the madam to either cash in the bet that they just won or to place bets on the next round, or like, and one at a time, gentlemen, one at a time. Everybody will get a turn. We have a couple minutes till the next fight starts. Calm down, calm down. She's working her.
Okay. When Care signed up for the fight, she wouldn't have signed up as Care. She just would have signed up as Half Hand.
Okay.
And Gregory would have signed up
Garnet's
as
probably
Gregor.
signed. Yeah, Garnet probably signed up as Garnet. It wouldn't have occurred to her to do anything else.
Sure. You're gonna establish a reputation. You might as well do it under your own name, right?
You know, gotta make my mom's proud of me.
I mean, to be fair, all Gregory did was drop the Y.
So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our usual mid-session break right here. When we come back, we'll get some more pit fighting action underway and see how our players fare in their gladiatorial efforts. So, give 5-10 minutes or so. We'll see everyone back here to pick things up and keep going.
All right.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. We are here in this basement fighting arena, fight club, first rule, second rule, this place doesn't exist situation.
Where
Our
did he get to the beat down?
3 fantastic heroes have all saw fit to enter themselves into the fights. They are going to go ahead and roll a d6 for me. We're going to decide who fights in what order, where, and when.
Oh, that didn't pass over. All right, that's one better. I don't know if I need the higher note, low number.
Mine didn't pass over, but I got a 1.
Okay. So Garnet, you are going to be up first in this particular scenario. There is an elfish looking fellow climbing down this far ladder into the ring. The madam calls out for you, "Your turn. Let's see what you got." And instructs you down to this bottom right ladder and tells you to get in there and gives everybody, we've got a new combatant this evening, giving it a try, seeing what she's got. We're gonna see what she's made of. Everybody give her a warm welcome, round of applause. And there's like a golf clappish sort of. You've got 2 minutes to get your final bets in, and then fight's gonna start. So you got basically 2 minutes to kind of like assess the situation that you're in. To the extent that you are ready to. It's unarmed strikes. If you want to try to do anything fancy, either acrobatically or athletically, grapples, things of that sort, that all flies. Grapples, shoves, backflips, craziness, any of that kind of thing will go. If you draw a weapon, you're going to get booze. If you get caught casting spells, you're going to get booze and other stuff. So bear that in mind. Think through what your fight strategy as you assess this elf that's kind of like shifting back and forth and stretching a bit, and they're kind of showing off for the crowd, trying to get them hyped, hoping to get people to bet on them as much as they can.
What can I work out about this elf? Like, can I work out anything about him from what I've seen?
Make an insight check. Your rolls take forever to come across. I don't understand why.
You gotta go into the D&D Beyond dice settings and turn shadows to low. It makes it go way faster.
Okay, insight 21. That's pretty good. So you try to size him up a little bit. He seems like a Dexy fighter, somebody who's going to be going more for speed than raw strength. You're not too worried about like haymakers and things. You're more worried about a lot of like rabbit punches to the body kind of nonsense, as he looks like that sort of a quick fighter.
And during, it's like I pull Kara aside for a second. So what is this other plan that you have? And I sort of insinuate to continue this in message form so that we can take that, because I can't cast message, but she can.
Mm-hmm.
What is this other plan? What is this other plan that you have?
Through message, Kara is going to say, it might take a couple messages, but basically the idea is Kara is going to say, well, later on, I'm going to pull out my pipe and I'm going to go pretend to see if the bartender has any tobacco or any pipe weed. And if he doesn't, or even if he does, I'm going to claim it's shit and then storm out to claiming that I'm going to go out and get some pipe weed for my pipe and at the same time, I'm gonna try and sneak your bird out with me.
I actually won't have any issues getting Cricky out. It was just getting Cricky out with the note because I don't have to see any space that Cricky occupies for me to move him. So I can
Well-
move him to an occupied space 30 feet above us.
Well, then I'll just take the note, and you make him appear
Yeah.
outside where you need to, and I'll hand him off the note. I'll find myself some. I may have some tobacco, something here to smoke on me. I'll pretend that I found somewhere to go, and I'll be back in a little bit.
Good, because because my plan B was having to rely completely on Cricky's ability to mimic all the information, and that is very limited.
I figured someone should put a half decent idea together. And then while after she's done messaging that to Gregory, to Garnet, she's gonna message, fuck him up. Mess him up.
And Gregory gives Garnet the double thumbs up.
Can I respond back to Kare's message? Well,
Yeah.
Yep.
I say, of course, tell Gregory if he doesn't bet on me, I'm gonna fuck him up when I get out of here.
Will do.
You,
And then
you
Karen's
do
immediately gonna.
have that
immediately
option, by
gonna-
the way. If you want to place bets on
I was.
yourselves or each other, you're able to, or against yourselves, but you would get in trouble for throwing the fight if you
Yeah.
lose.
I was gonna say, Care is going to immediately turn and put 100 gold on Garnet.
Garnet's AC is 11 without her armor. I'm not sure I have the same faith that you do, but glad. I was gonna say, can I have retroactively put 30 gold on myself?
Sure.
Nice.
And
Uh,
I,
just make a note of that.
with full faith in the party, put 100 gold on each of us.
Okay.
That's 300 gold for me.
Care won't put money on herself, and she's probably gonna put money against Amir.
Amir's not here.
Or
Gregory.
against Gregory, yes. We'll see how it goes.
On Garnet, and then Gregory, you put 100 gold on each of you to win.
Yeah, so it's like 100 gold on Garnet, 100 gold on Care, 100 gold on me.
Okay. Gotcha. Just making notes so I keep track of who spent what where, so I can send debt collectors to come break your knees when you don't pay up. So, with
I've
that,
already subtracted it.
yeah, you get your bets in. The madam calls final bets. We're ready to go. Reiterates, I want a good clean fight, and we're gonna go ahead and get initiative rolled here as she rings the bell and the fight kicks off. Oh, sorry, I had the wrong token picked. There you go. So you are up first. You get to choose what you want to do, how you want to go at this.
Well, he's gonna try and be fast, so I'm sure he's gonna come straight for me. So I am gonna aim a punch directly at his kneecaps.
All right, so you're closing the gap on him and punching him in the knee. Okay, move yourself around. Be active in combat. And then go ahead and punch him. Oof! Holy crap!
Our fighty girl.
Dang, that's pretty big.
That means I get double bludgeoning, right? So I do 8 damage instead of 4?
Yes, you do. Okay. Never mind.
Now,
Ah.
Kim, is like, do ring outs end the fight? Would I get an idea of that?
It's decently deep. You need a ladder to get in and out of it, so a ring out would be unlikely. But if you climbed out, you'd be disqualified. If you threw somebody out, they'd throw them back in.
That actually solves my next question.
So, you give him a nice solid punch to the knee. It is going to be his turn. He's going to go ahead and attempt to punch you back. And it's a 22 to hit, so that's going to hit. And then it's going to get you for 5 damage. And it gives you a little bit of like a kidney punch back. We're just going to trade back and forth here. If you
Can I deadpan ow my kidneys and then try and kick him in the face?
Sure.
Straight jab.
Okay, that hits him for another 4. And then he's going to turn around and try to hit you again. And he does. Oh, that's not enough. For 6 damage this time. So he's still just trying to work the body as best he can.
I know this had a clean fight. Do I have a, if I tried to kick him in the dick, do I think I'd get disqualified?
It would. You got the impression that they're mostly worried about cheating, but it would be severely frowned upon.
Okay, I punch him in the face and try and break his nose.
Okay.
Kara's watching from the side the whole time, and she's just nodding in approval.
It's like Gregory is like, he's got this. I don't need to. I don't need to try to cheat.
Okay.
Can,
Get him for another 4. He's gonna try to circle you a little bit, trying to dance around a little, play some games. Come around the side here and see if he can get you kind of like in the back side of the ribs. Ooh, any crits? For 9 damage. So he gets a real good body blow in, like in that small of your back kind of area, and you just kind of get the
If I try and grapple him, will I still be able to punch him that same turn?
No, grappling would be your action for that turn.
Okay. Then I. Well, if he's trying to turn around on me, what I'm gonna try and do, because presumably, like, the walls of this pit are fairly solid.
Yes, definitely.
I launch myself backwards and elbow him in the gut to try and get him in the wall. Not my best roll.
Okay. So you try to throw a quick elbow back at him, but it misses. As he kind of sidesteps it straight behind you, and you gotta turn around the square back up on him. Let's see. His go. He's gonna take another shot at you. That one's gonna miss. So it's behind you, and he goes with the reaction of the elbow. He kind of sidesteps and tries to punch at the same time, and he just kind of grazes off your side and doesn't make a good clean connection.
And then I try and leg sweep him, knock him over.
Okay. Yeah. Roll the attack for that. We'll see what we do on that. 20. So he does
Nice.
get leg swept for another 4 damage. If I can get.
Sweep the leg, Garnet.
I'm going to destroy his kneecaps by the end of this.
Yeah, that's where we're moving toward.
He ain't gonna be walking out here.
So you hit him. We're gonna go ahead and give him a dexterity save to get knocked prone. So we'll see whether you just kind of like kick him in the leg or if you actually manage to knock its legs out from under him.
Beautiful.
So yeah, you knock him prone. He is now on the ground. But it's gonna be his turn. He's gonna burn his movement to stand back up and come at you again. Gonna hit you this time, and 9 damage. As he kind of like springs back up to his feet, he does that cool jump flip thing to his feet and gives you like a swift kick to the side that you didn't expect to see coming quite that fast, and nails you pretty hard.
I say, nice one. And then I punch him in the face again.
Ooh. So you come in with a nice strike to the face, and he just kind of like leans off to the side and dodges out of the way.
How dare he be so cool? This isn't an anime fight.
How do each of them look at this moment?
He's looking bloodied. Still solidly in the fight, but he's definitely taken some good shots from Garnet. She's pretty strong, so when she does manage to land a connection, she is doing a good deal of damage to this guy, but he's still in it.
How's Garnet looking?
Ouch.
Fair enough.
Okay.
It's gonna connect again. It's giving you like a quick like knee into the midsection kind of action, and we've got you for 8 damage this time.
This fight's not going in my favor.
So
At this point, I think Gregory is gonna start heckling the other fighter. Just not quite trying to cast Pel Duel just yet, but just starting to try to at least get him distracted. Just start like, hey, you having fun out there, guy? She's gonna kick your ass.
Can I just yell back, get fucked, Gregory?
Yeah. But it is your turn. You're welcome to punch, kick, grapple, chokehold, otherwise attempt to beat the shit out of your opponent.
I am gonna kick him in the same kneecap that I hit the very first time. I'm just gonna try and kick him in there, see if I can knock him to the floor with that, and/or actually break his leg. Because if I do that, then he probably will have trouble getting up.
Mm-hmm.
My cat's stealing my wool and I'm not rolling well. Not going great for me.
So unfortunately, that misses. He's kind of favoring that knee a little bit from the earlier clean strike that you got in. So when he saw another one come in, he was able to kind of yank his leg back out of the way.
I have a question.
Sure.
As this fight is going on, can Care scan the crowd for any kind of imagery that was associated with the group that attacked the Griffin's Nest?
Sure. Make an investigation check.
Well, here we go. See how this goes, anyway.
Some big brain plays right there.
Through. Okay, the first one is supposed to be what it was supposed to be.
So you do the best to kind of scan the crowd. It's pretty packed, so you're not getting a lot of like clean line of sights on everybody. You're just kind of getting bits and pieces of the people as they shift themselves around and the crowd pushes and jostles for better views and things. But you don't spot anything that catches your eye in that vein.
Okay. Then Kara's gonna keep paying a turn back to the fight, and she's gonna yell, "Mess him up! Mess him up, Gurnett! Mess him up good!"
So as you kind of look back down to the fight after scanning the room, you see the person Garnet's fighting come in with real big punch into the side again for another 9 damage. He's laying in hard.
Out of curiosity, how is he managing such variety in his like bare hand damage, where I do 4 damage every time I hit?
Because you are not proficient in your unarmed strikes, so you only do your strength damage, whereas he does more damage because he's a trained fighter.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Like
That's just been bugging me.
Yeah, unarmed strike people with training in it, like monks and bare knuckle boxers and things, they do more damage because it's their specialty.
I'm just gonna run forward and try and tackle him and just sort of get my shoulder into his gut. Because, like, I am, like, nearly on the floor anyway. Like, I might as well give it a go.
Okay. So go ahead and make athletics to try to, like, grapple and tackle him.
It was a nat
Hasn't
20.
passed through yet. Oh, nice.
Okay. So you do, like, linebacker style, dive into him shoulder first and get a good clean shoulder into his stomach. At the same time as you kind of try to drive him down into the ground, he also kind of wraps you up as well because you're rolled identical checks. So you're now in something vaguely resembling wrestling. This is like MMA. You've gone to the mat at this point. So you're both sort of wrapped up in each other and going at it. But it does seem like you knock the wind out of him a bit when you made that dive in. So he did take some damage from the blow, but at the same time, you're both now in this grapple-y situation. So he's attempting to get some punches in on you, but you're wrapped up in him and he's wrapped up in you, and cannot seem to get a clean kind of shot in on you the way everybody's kind of in this massive wrestle. So he misses. and you get another shot at him.
I feel like biting his throat out might be a bit of an extreme thing, but I'm gonna try and headbutt him in the throat instead, because if I bite his throat out, I might get disqualified. So I'll try and headbutt him in the
You
throat.
might get disqualified for biting somebody's throat out. Yeah, that's probably
Well,
not an unreasonable.
I would have gone for the ear, but
I was about to say, what about his ear?
Yeah, but if I headbutt him in the throat, he's not gonna be able to breathe for a moment.
That's true.
I have a bad feeling that's not gonna hit.
wait for it to show up.
It does hit, so you do get a shot in on him there, and
I think that puts his AC at either 13 or 14.
then we're gonna.
So he's got higher AC than me. I alternate between nat 20 and not hitting.
And he fails a Constitution check, so you do the like air out of him with that headbutt, like you just nail him square in the throat, and he's kind of like choking it a little bit, trying to get it clear, trying to. He's not like dying from it, but he's distracted enough that I'm going to say that he's stunned for a round and give you another shot at him.
Oh, thank God, because 5 hit points is not going great for me. It's not a good look. I suppose I'm still grappling him anyway, so I am now gonna try and pin him and put him in a chokehold.
Okay.
I'm going full on wrestling here.
Sure. Okay. Go athletics check for that. We'll do it contested, and they'll be at disadvantage because he's doomed by the choking.
+19 +3. I think I can do this grappling business.
Yeah. So you manage to kind of maneuver him around as he's trying to like shake off the stun of being headbutt in square in the throat. You manage to kind of maneuver around, and you get him pulled up into a chokehold, and you're laying into him as best you can. It doesn't do any damage because it's a hold, but you got him locked in there pretty good, and he's now struggling to hold on to consciousness. So we're gonna see how that goes here. He tries to break out of it unsuccessfully. He's trying to like pull at your arm, trying to get it loose, and then but he does maintain consciousness for the moment. So it is your turn. You can, let's see, what do you have? You have options here. What do you want to try to do?
If I try and punch him, I'm gonna lose the chokehold, aren't I?
Yes.
Oh. I was gonna say, pop him in the head.
I'm trying to think how this works.
Headbutt him!
Don't be sensible. All I can headbutt is the top of his head.
Which will hurt. That's
There's
Come
no
in the
fucking
shin.
button in it.
that's where the hard part is.
Yeah, that's true.
Kick him in the
I
back
don't
of
know.
the shin.
That was care in the back of my mind, just shouting, "Headbutt him! Headbutt him! Headbutt him!" That's probably what she's yelling during the fight. She's probably like leaned in, like she's totally into this. She's like, "Headbutt
I have
him,
an idea.
darling!
I'm
Headbutt
sort
him!"
of like holding on to him by his throat. Can I wrap my other arm around his middle and try and like fucking slam his head either into the ground or to the wall, whichever's closest? Well, presumably the floor is closest, but you know what I mean.
Okay, so you're both on the ground in a tussle. You've got him maneuvered into a chokehold, and you're attempting to do. You want to try to grab his
Maintaining
head.
the chokehold, but slamming it to the ground.
It's tricky, but you can give it a shot if you want to. Let's see. We're gonna do
I get the
and
feeling that it's not going to work well, but it's all I can think of.
yeah, go for athletics again at advantage because you got him squared up in this chokehold.
Come on.
No.
Okay.
First one.
So you do try. Oh, there you go. You
Yeah.
give a quick rip and a slam with your sort of the lock hand from the hold kind of comes loose and just drives his head into the floor, and you do knock him out with that move.
Yes.
I stand up and start doing the whole strong thing.
Kara instantly turns around and goes to collect her 200 gold.
And Gregory does the same, but with given the same double thumbs up to Garnet.
Mhm.
Yeah, all you see is like a
Definitely
mage
felt
hand thumbs. All you see is like Kara's mage hand arm pop up, giving you the thumbs up in the middle of the air.
Do I get to come out now, or do I have to try and do another pit fight on like 5 health?
No, that's your fight. You can climb
Okay.
back out.
I sort of I spit because I've definitely got bloody mouth at this point. I spit a bit of blood on the floor and sort of nod in the guy's direction like that was a good fight. And then I pull myself out and go collect my winnings.
Okay. So you get 60 gold pieces back from the bet, and then your 10 entry fee plus his 10 entry fee, so you get 80 gold total. Kara got 200 gold, and Gregory got 200 gold from that bet. They send somebody down to scrape the guy you beat off the floor and drag him out of there and kind of give him the smelling salts and shake him up. Thankfully, it's all non-lethal
I try
damage.
and yell over the crowd. If anyone hears this guy's friend, tell him I'm up for a rematch anytime.
So he is defeated. You are out of the ring, and you are welcome
And
to
I will say,
enter again
I
if
will
you want to
say-
move up the ladder. But
I've at this point now handed the note over to Care. So whenever she wants to
No. Kara will
execute her
actually.
plan,
No, Kara will push the note back. It's going to be after her. The plan is after her fight, and she'll message
Right.
that.
all right.
I hang on to it until after after my fight when we trade off.
Okay. Gotcha.
I'm also gonna go through to the bar for a drink, but then come back because I'm assuming that these two are gonna fight soon.
so another couple of fights go on in the interlude there while you're kind of tending to your wounds, collecting your winnings. A couple more other people fights go on and occur, and there's some, crowds are cheering and jeering and they're booing and all that fun stuff. And then eventually they do call for half hand. It's your turn to go.
Kara will hop into the arena. And at first, she's gonna kind of play up as she climbs down the ladder, she's gonna kind of pretend to maybe slip a little.
Sure, yeah.
She's kind of trying to play up the people betting against her.
Mm-hmm.
I placed the 80 gold that I just won on Care winning.
And I've already placed my bet.
Yeah, your 100 gold is down. Did you want to try to bet on yourself there, Care?
No,
Okay, just checking.
that's not something. That's not something she's interested in.
Sure. So you hop into the ring, and they've got another sort of big, beefy dock worker looking fellow squared up for you. And there's a little bit of a lull. The madam calls for last bets, and then remember, I want good, clean fights. Good, clean fights. Let's go. Ding, ding, and the fight's off. So go ahead and roll initiative. There you go.
This is working. Yes.
So he is going first, and it's gonna saddle up to you here in the.
Oh, I just realized I don't get advantage on my initiative because I don't have Sentinel Shield.
Ta-da! And it's
That
gonna
was the plan.
try to box the hell out of you. So this is definitely a guy who's relying on his strength more than his speed, and is just throwing slobber knocker fights at you.
Own haymakers.
Yeah. So he's gonna land a good solid blow on you, and it is gonna get you for that good solid blow is only gonna get you for 4 damage.
Fair enough.
But then it is your turn. You can see that he's throwing big swing punches, way reach back stuff. Yeah, I said what I said. So what would you like to do?
The first thing Care is going to do is actually to she takes his punch, she grins at him, and she kind of almost straightens up, and you see kind of the muscle on the arm kind of just start to pop out, and it's almost like she becomes a different person, and she's like, "Oh, well, you're really gonna wish you hadn't done that," and she's gonna try and intimidate him.
Okay. Roll an intimidation check.
Let's see if this happens.
Does
I don't
not
think it works.
not seem especially phased. Meyer maneuver there.
I'm sorry, I think I took all the luck with my rolls. Sorry.
No, it really hasn't liked.
So with that, he's gonna come at you with another punch. This one's gonna miss though. He's swinging big, and you're on your toes, so you're able to kind of do enough leaning and ducking that you're a little bit tricky to hit. So what would you like to do?
Care is going to straight up run in and grapple
Oh, okay. It's athletics. Contested.
him. There we go.
That's much better.
Okay, so you do get him grappled. So you're now all up in each other, and you're restrained, and trying to think what else that causes. Speed becomes 0. Okay, yeah. All right, so it doesn't take any other kinds of restrictions at the moment. Yeah, okay, so he's grappled. can't move away from you. You're tied up close to each other, but he is going to attempt to take a swing at you. He's going to miss again. Wasn't expecting you to lock up that way, so he tries to get this little short shot in on you, but he's not able to get a clean kind of like push through. And what would you like to do?
Care is going to take her own advice. Care would like to headbutt.
Okay.
Just rears back, roars, and smashes him in the face with her form.
Make an attack roll. Or well, it's an unarmed strike. You're just headbutting as your unarmed strike. That is unfortunately not going to do what you were hoping to. You go to headbutt him, and you manage to catch like right square on one of the harder parts of the skull, and you just kind of dink off, and it doesn't seem to phase either of you in any noticeable way. So he's going to go ahead and try to punch you again, and misses again. He is rolling like shit. This guy is terrible. I don't even know why he's in this brawl. And you are up.
Care is going to go again and headbutt. Getting better.
Yeah. Still doesn't quite get through as you're trying to like throw these hard headbutts, keeping him grappled up, and it's just not managing to get through. Well, he's gonna go ahead and attempt to break out of the grapple this time because he's not having a lot of luck punching you while you're all tied up. So roll athletics to contest it. Okay, so he's still grappled, and it is back to your turn. You're kind of doing that like locked up, circling each other maneuver that they do in wrestling.
Yeah. I'm gonna try kneeing him in the stomach.
Knock the wind out of him.
Yeah. See if I can get him with a good kidney strike with my knee. Doing better.
Okay, that gets through.
Not a fan of Care only doing 2 damage per strike, though.
It's
You're not the only one.
downside of it being strength based and a ranger. When you're not a strength based ranger. So it's his turn. It's going to go ahead and attempt to return the favor. And he finally manages to connect a blow. And it's going to get you 4 damage again. When he hits you, it's like a Bear Grylls kind of connect, but it either misses wide or is just like scraping parts of you. He's not getting these haymakers to land properly. And he's starting to get pissed.
Is there a way?
At this point, I over the side of the ring, I say to Care, you got to fight smarter, not harder.
Care kind of hears what is being said. She is going to. She's gonna try and suplex him.
Okay, I like that.
How do you want to do this?
Let's go contested athletics, I think.
Okay.
It's a grapple maneuver.
Oh yeah.
That sounds like it's good.
It is
Me
good.
too.
So you're in this grappled up position, and you kind of drop hands, wrap them up over the top, over your head, slam them over into the ground behind you.
It's an especially dexterous maneuver considering she only has one arm. Like
Mhm.
it is fancy as hell and impressive.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let's see. Go ahead.
What are you thinking?
Since it was,
D4, you just want to apply the 2 damage.
I did a D4 and it came out as 2 damage.
Okay, well, fair enough.
Because I figured it was his own body weight slamming him in the ground, so there'd be a
Yeah.
chance for him to take a bit more, but only gets him for 2. But he has now been thrown over on the ground. It's a bit of a well, he is back on his feet and coming at you hard. So he basically went like that behind you, and back up and coming at you.
I saw
Is
that
Care
happen.
prone?
I thought he totally caballed through Care.
Would Care be prone right now, or would she have been able to get back up?
You still had movement, so you could have stood back up after suplexing him.
Okay, perfect then.
Holy shit, he will not roll higher than a 1 on the damage. So he's going to get you for 4 damage as he comes back in with another punch, and you're just float like a butterfly, sting like a bee type action here. You just keep stepping back just enough that the blows are glancing and not squarely connecting on you, like he's hoping they would.
Care remembers Garnet's little maneuver, and she's gonna go for a throat punch.
Okay.
But that is a natural 20. Plus 4 for 24.
Okay. So the
Heck yes!
the crit doubles, so you get him for 4 damage, and you also squarely, squarely shake him as he's again. Eventually, somebody's gonna learn to cover their throat, but
Gregory might not have to be that lucky next time.
yeah, for now at least, you've managed to.
Great, you guys have so little faith in Gregory, but he's got the highest strength and can attack twice.
I know, that's why it's funny.
Yeah, it's funny to dunk on Gregory. We don't have Amir to dunk on, so we got to dunk on you.
Yep.
But also, these guys are so lucky it's not a fight to the death, because otherwise Garnet would absolutely have bitten their throat out. Just ripped it out.
Just gone straight in for it.
There's no more breathing for you.
Gone for the dead.
Vicious.
So you
look.
get another go there, Care, as he's been shaken by this throat punch quite substantially.
Care is going to try to headbutt him again.
Okay.
See if this works.
Just picturing the fight against a giant dude at the end of three ninjas. Light up the eyes. Oh, crit again.
Another natural 20. Our Jesus has come.
This would otherwise be such a difficult uphill fight. And just got 2 nat 20s in a row. Please just end it.
Shush.
Honestly, I feel like these guys are so unlucky because anytime we try and do anything, either wrestling or going for the throat, we roll high and they're gone.
Do anything about it. So you basically punched him in the throat. He's kind of leaned into it a bit, and you come forward and do like a jump for extra force, headbutt with everything that you got. As I lose my headset in the process, and just nail him on the top of the head. And we are gonna see. And he rolls a nat 1 on a Constitution save, and is knocked unconscious.
Yes!
And you just see Care just with her one arm.
That's why you don't ask for shit like that. I got it under control, thank you. I
I was just saying, it was so great.
know.
Garnet comes ringside and yells down to Garnet. Garnet yells down to Care, "Your first drink's on me."
So there's that bit of like a timber action as the guy kind of falls back and just there's a bit of a thud as he's quite large into the dirt behind him, and everyone's kind of there's a brief lull of everyone like, wait, did she just knock him the fuck out? What was that? Holy um
And I, probably not very tactfully, say, I can't believe Care just single-handedly knocked that dude out.
oh
Garnet laughs into the floor. And then she goes to collect her winnings, and
Gregory
then
does
straight
as well.
from there to the bar.
all right, so in a bit better shape than Garnet was in when she climbed out of the ring, Care makes her way up the ladder. You head off into the bar area to grab a drink, chill out, relax. Hey, we kick some butt.
Yeah, pretty much.
I
Congratulations.
I give Care like a solid crack, and in the palm of my hand is the note.
Mm-hmm.
Care will
Good job, buddy.
will shake his hand and take it from him.
And I dismiss Cricky and send him 30 feet up and instruct him to find Care when she comes up.
So
And take the note.
You have no way of knowing that the space 30 feet above you is unoccupied, so you can't do that. You can't like boof them because it could be into a crate, or it could be like you have no way of knowing that it's a clear spot on the other side.
Bam.
Can I do an investigation to get underneath the entryway that we got into?
Make an investigation check.
All right. Can Cricky give me the help action? I probably won't need it, but can Cricky give me the help action on this?
They did survey the interior of the warehouse earlier, so I'm going to say yeah, you can get away with that.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Okay. So it takes you a minute. You have to do some, Rubik's Cube spatial orienteering, spatial reasoning to like, okay, if the door was there, we came down this many stairs and there was a landing, and then we came down this many stairs and we're standing here and the ring is there, and do some workout. And then Cricky kind of chimes in with like, and the rows of the boxes were like this and like this. And you're like, oh, okay. So then it should be here, and move them straight up into a safe bit of walkway where there are no crates or anything to unfortunately harm your familiar. And they are up there and waiting.
All right.
Care is going to.
We've all collected our winnings, right?
I assumed so. Yeah.
First thing Care is going to do is go over here and put 50 gold against Gregory for the upcoming fight.
Okay.
In case she misses it. Then she's going to head out to the check-in place, and she's going to get her quiver because she usually leaves her pipe in her quiver.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to get her quiver and start heading up the stairs and outside to kind of have a smoke kind of idea.
Garnet's just gonna sort of like look over the table at Gregory, just sort of thunk herself down, and just say, "Don't let the slide down, Gregory. If you don't win, we're gonna take the piss out of you more than Amy."
Oh, I know. Believe me, I know. And Gregory's like, now that the plan is already in motion, is now fully focused, just getting himself amped up for the fight. Let's do this.
So a couple more fights go by. Since you rolled a 6 on the d6, you're the last fight of the evening. And the madam stands up and goes, "Well, we've seen some very impressive rookies thus far, but our final rookie of the evening has drawn the short straw and will be heading up against our reigning champion in a bit of an exhibition fight for you. He's willing to fight twice in one night, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a round of applause as the guy that dwarf that you saw beat the living crap out of that big guy when you first walked in climbs back into the ring, ready for
Had a
another
feeling.
brawl.
Had a feeling.
I look at Gregory and I say, "Hey, if you win, I'll buy you a drink. If you lose, you'll buy me a drink."
Gregory gives the thumbs up from behind and just sort of is a little bit of a stretch.
Okay.
This is the Humie's chance to earn the orc's respect.
Mm-hmm. So, any other bets? Care put 50 against Gregory.
I'm gonna put 24 Gregory.
Actually, I can't backtrack it. Never mind.
Yeah. So unfortunately, don't have my Sentinel Shield. Can only roll initiative straight.
Mm-hmm.
But I go first.
Yeah, you do.
All right.
So, bets are in. Gregory's got 100 gold on himself. Kare's got 50 against. Garnet's got 24. The madam stands up. "I want a good, clean fight. Try not to hurt the rookie too badly. And everybody all set. Last bets. Blah blah blah. Ding 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 ding." And Gregory, you get opportunity to go first.
All right. So
I yell encouragingly,
Welcome.
"Don't get destroyed."
I run up to him first. Walk. I was only like 10 feet.
Yeah, it's really. I mean,
And
you can sprint it if you want to, but
I go for 2 quick knocks on each of his temples. So do this. Roll twice. One of those might hit.
okay.
Pop, pop.
Why did it roll?
I selected roll twice.
Oh,
It's gonna roll the same damage no matter what. So
Gotcha. So one hits, one doesn't. So you try to swing for both temples, but the 2 blows aren't quite in sync, and landing one causes the other to miss.
Mm.
And then it's going to be his turn, and he's going to go ahead and come right back at you. He's going to miss. All of a sudden, going to start rolling terribly. I feel it coming. So it's back to you.
all right. So if I since I can, if I were to. Right, so if I were to grab him by his ankles and slam him against the wall, is that just an athletics or is that a single attack?
That's going to be contested athletics, and then an attack to swing him.
Okay. All right. I'll roll my athletics.
Okay. So you.
I beat that.
He does not beat that. So you, as he misses with that punch, you kind of duck down and scoop and pull ankles, and now you are swinging for the wall.
Is that just a regular unarmed strike?
Yeah, it's a regular attack. Okay, so you go to swing him, and he, like orients himself as he's in the air and braces against the wall and pushes off, and the blow does not. He doesn't connect with the wall. He like braces himself off it.
All right.
And then it is going to be his go, and he's going to be swinging at you.
And I assume I still have him by his ankles.
Don't throw the dwarf.
No. In the process of bracing off the wall, he like kicks out of the fact that you're holding on
All
to
right.
him. And he misses again. Holy crap. All of a sudden, it's going to start rolling like shit, and there's nothing I can do about it. So yeah, so it is back to you. Is
Right,
very, very
so-
angry that you picked him up and swung him, and is just like, son of a... But
Right, so I think now Gregory is he's going to once again go for the temples again. Trying to literally knock him unconscious.
mm,
So I'm gonna do the same thing, do roll twice. Not great.
they both miss. Swings and misses. So it comes back around to him, and finally going to be able to connect with you there, and going to get you for 7 damage.
All right. Okay. Thinking back to both these previous fights, got a little bit of a lower target, but I think Gregory is going to try to now. It's like temple, and now he's going gut to try to mix it up.
Okay.
Twice.
So 1 misses, 1 hits. And then he is going to turn around and come straight back at you. He's going to hit you this time for 6 damage.
All right. All right, and then Gregory is going to go for an uppercut, try to knock him straight in the jaw, and then it's like I'm going to go one attack at a time this time because the double calls not really working out for me. So I'm going to try for the uppercut first. That hits.
That hits.
And it's like now that it's like uppercut is now almost exposed his neck and go for the trachea.
You guys fight mean. Punching people in throats, crushing windpipes, harming people.
I have an AC of 11. I need to do something to win.
Gregory also currently has an AC of 11.
Okay. But he nails the Constitution save, so you do get a good solid punch in on his throat that does damage. You get a good clean blow, but you come in a little low. So instead of getting him square in the windpipe, you get him a bit in the collarbone,
Yeah.
clavicle kind of area. So it doesn't knock the wind out of him, but you do a bunch of damage in that connection.
Right.
So then he's gonna go. He's gonna hit you for 9 damage this time.
Supposed to be
And
about 19.
you also see like he lands that blow on you and pulls back, and he kind of does a and sort of shakes himself off a little bit, and
All right. So, Gregory's going to do now. So, he's mixed them up a bunch.
Mhm.
And he's now going to go. He's going to go back. He's going to wind up and try to knock him right on the top of his head.
Okay.
Roll that one. Oh boy. That's a nat 20.
That is. So it's a crit. You nail him on the top of the head.
Yep, nail him on the top of the head, and then I'm gonna with my other hand slam him in the gut.
Sure. You get him. He is still on his feet. He is still in this fight, but you have done a good bit of damage to him at this point.
Yeah.
So he is coming for you with everything that he's got, and that's going to be a crit. That is going to be 13 damage.
He's still got a couple of hits in him. Let's see. Looking down on this guy. He's the champ, but about to be the chump, and Gregory just sort of clasps both of his arms together and just sort of tries to knock him, like hit him so hard that he knocks against the wall with both of his arms.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll roll that.
Okay. So you land this double hand axe swing blow to the side of his face and spin him around, and he connects with the wall and slides down it into the dirt. He is unconscious.
Oh, yes.
Nice one.
Gregory's like, champ, more like chump. And then he just sort of dusts himself off, climbs out the ring.
All right, Humi, I say.
And everybody looks pissed, because much like Care, they pretty much all bet against you winning. They all bet on the champ. So there's a lot of very, very unhappy people around this ring. Nobody's cheering for you, except for Garnet, who's like, "Hey, not bad." Everybody else is just looking at you like, "You motherfucker! I cannot believe that you know how much money you just got." There's a lot of grumbling coming from the crowd at this point. And the madam stands up and is like, "Oh, well, that's fantastic evening, everybody. If you have any last bets to claim, do get them in. Otherwise, we're going to call it a night here. And hope we see everyone back here at the appointed time in the appointed place." And she kind of leaves it at that, and people start to kind of get themselves together. They finish their drinks. They go back to the bar if they want to. Things start calming down at this point. As
I collect my 210 gold.
Mm-hmm.
I collect my gold as well, and I also throw my arms around his shoulder and say, "All right, Humi, let's get you a drink." That was an impressive fight there.
Yeah. I tell you, man, your fight was also a thing of wonder as well. I gotta say, all three of us did fantastic. Amir's gonna be so mad when he knows that he missed this.
A cleric, a ranger, and an eldritch knight walk into a bar, clean the place out.
Look, I didn't even need to cheat. We all won fair and square.
you were planning on cheating? What?
I could have given one of you two, and one of the other fighters disadvantage, but didn't need to. Didn't need to. You guys had it.
All right then. Let's see if we can find our wayward friend.
But Care had been standing out, like, Care had left a couple fights before Gregory went on. That's why she placed the early bet.
Sure.
And I think it would have only taken her like a minute or two to get outside upstairs and to meet with Cricky and then kind of head out. And she would grab him, or if he met her outside, she'd kind of grab him, give him the note, and then kind of start walking. I don't know, looking for like a little stall that sells tobacco or smokables or something like that, or a little store or something that might be open, like a little trading shop or something that beside the wharf or something.
Mm-hmm. You're looking for like a 7-Eleven, something that's open 24 hours.
Yeah.
It's a little tough to find in the docks area, right? You're in a warehousing district. There aren't really a lot of shops or things, especially not ones that are going to be open to this late hour that you're, because it's like the wee hours of the morning at this point, after all these fights have been worked through and everything. So there isn't a whole lot around at this point. You're kind of stuck grasping for straws on that front.
All right. Well, she won't spend long. It'll only be like a few minutes. She'll just like walk around the block basically. If she doesn't see anything, she just heads back, and then she's just gonna wait upstairs to see if anyone shows up to act on the information after it shows up.
Okay. So
And
you're up on the upstairs waiting this out, just kind of
just smoking her pipe and just kind of hanging out in front of the warehouse, kind of.
So some time goes by, nobody seems to be coming, and then eventually people start coming out a little at a time. They're very deliberately kind of staggered and spaced, so there's not like an entire underground fighting ring worth of people leaving this warehouse all at the same time, 'cause that would draw attention. They're deliberately kind of, okay, 2 people, 3 people, 1 person, 2 people. They start staggering themselves out a little bit at a time. It looks like the night has wound down, um, and thus far, no one has come a calling on the information that you sent.
Then Kara's just gonna slip back inside and pick up the rest of her stuff and wait for the group to join her.
Okay. So Garnet and Gregory have had a celebratory drink. You collected your assorted winnings and things. Are you hanging back? Are you having your drink and heading out to meet with Care? What's kind of your game plan?
Forgot to add that extra 10 from my the dwarves entry. Gregory will it's like with drink in hand, just sort of scan around looking for Bear, see if she walks in.
Whereas Garnet, it's like she's put her armor back on now, but not got her weapons yet.
Oh yeah, no. Gregory has also put his armor back on. It's like, because he's doing all right, but he's at 17 health. He'd like to
feel a little more snug and
maybe
secure.
live a couple more hits.
Yeah. So you've settled down. People have started trailing out. Care has picked up on the people that are leaving. Okay, things must be winding downstairs. Come down, picked up the rest of her stuff. But unfortunately, are you going to come down and meet up with the group and then pick up the rest of your stuff on the way out, or because if you pick up your stuff, they won't let you in. Or are you just gonna go back upstairs and just wait them out and be like, they'll come up eventually?
No, yeah, no, she's gonna give the quiver back and head back in for a drink.
Okay, so you come downstairs, you see Garnet's still looking a little worse for wear. Gregory's looking surprisingly not terrible, considering you bet against them. You're like, oh, well, I guess that didn't pan out so much. But they're sitting at the bar drinking.
She goes over to him and gives him a rough pat on the back and just says, "Motivation."
Hey, don't forget to collect your winnings from betting on me.
I clap Care on the shoulder and say, "Look, our Humi's all grown up."
Okay. So with that, you kind of hang out, you celebrate some more. You're like, hey, we're not so bad at this whole ring fighting thing. Maybe we will pivot careers.
Now, the betting, did that come with some sort of paper slip as well?
It did, yeah, in order to be able to turn it back in afterwards.
All right, so I hold on. I look around looking for any slips of people that had bet against me, because that would probably have the name of the now former champion on it.
You mean Care?
Cares, yes. I'm looking for Care's slip.
All you have to do is ask, and Care passes over.
50 against me? Come on.
I mean, I still have all of my winning bet tickets, so.
So the fearsome dwarf that you unseated from the champion seat in your little exhibition fight, his name is Samson.
Does he have long hair too?
All right.
He did not, actually, which may explain why he got his butt kicked. Shouldn't have gone for that
Samson.
pre-fight haircut.
All right, so it's like I pocket the slip, the Care's slip, to hand off to the guild leader as well, with hopefully with this in concert with the note that Cricky sent. Obviously, can't at this point they can't really act on it. It's over. But hopefully, once we leave, we'll be able to do that. And it helps that I'm the new champion, maybe.
I do love the idea that we just turn up for one night, wreck everyone's expectations, especially the puny human, and then never show up again. It's like, where's my new champion? I don't know, he came once and...
Yeah, but that's why it was an exhibition fight.
Yeah, true. It wasn't a title fight. Wasn't a title fight. That's true.
Nope. But yeah, that's fighting twice in one night, and they just had a bad string of bad luck. But regardless, eventually the bartender calls last call and kicks you out, sends you back out onto the street. No one, the city guard or anything like that, have not turned up. So whether they just haven't gotten the message yet, or they weren't ready for you to find it so fast, or what, they have not acted upon the information that you've relayed. So you are going to make your way back to the guild hall, or are you going to try to sleep somewhere else for the night to allay suspicion, or you're just like, screw it, we're going home?
I think...
Does Care have a tent for her? Because I feel like Care would bring her tent to something like this. Care's always ready for a camp out. Come on.
I think that Gregory has come out of this thing 310 gold richer. Gregory is getting us all a nice inn.
Somewhere else.
Somewhere else, yes.
Gotcha. That is totally fine. So you find...
But I do recall Cricky and send him off now with the slip.
Gotcha.
As well.
So you head along the dock area to find an inn that caters mostly to coming and going sea travelers, and grab everybody a room for the night. It's relatively inexpensive. It's 5 gold for the 3 rooms for the night, and you everybody settles in, you get a good night's sleep. Aemir's back in his room puking his brains out. Poor guy. Hopefully he's feeling better in the morning. Thankfully, that's only the
Yeah.
character and not the actual player. The player was just unfortunately tied up with personal stuff today. So Aemir had a bout of food
Now
poisoning.
re-equip everything.
Yeah, get yourselves resort. Well, don't re-equip everything because you're going to bed. You can't sleep in your armor. But
Right.
everybody has a good night's sleep. We'll wake up the next morning. You can head
I'll
back
do it too.
to the guild hall and check in with them, check in on Aemir, and then carry on from here. So this is the end of our session for today. Thank you, as always, to my players for a fantastic session, putting up with a bit of a thrown together side questy diversion to buy Aemir time to come back before you go fight a Hydra with 3 people at level 6. And thank you to everyone who tuned in and stuck it out all the way to the end with us. We will see you back here next Sunday at same bat time, same bat channel. In the meantime, do check out some of the other campaigns that we have running on the channel. We have one Sunday night, so just a few hours from now, we'll have another campaign up tonight. And then Tuesday night is the other campaign that I run. And Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays are 3 more fantastic campaigns. GM's doing some really cool content that you should give a look-see to. And then we'll be back here for our double-digit session 10 of the Lyceum Project. So have a fantastic Sunday, and we'll see you later.
At the sextet.
Have a good one.
You don't gotta shoehorn it in there like that. It's awkward and embarrassing. I forgot to plug my own adventure. That's my fault. Don't do that. So yeah, as Gregory so
As
casually
Eric,
and
person.
nonchalantly
Very nonchalant.
implied to everyone, I recently published my very first adventure. It's the material that I used as the session 0 for this campaign and my other campaign, and it went really great with those groups and the other groups that I play tested with. So I turned it into a published adventure. It is available on Itch.io. You can find a link to it on my Twitter at _Kim Hanley, KIMHANLEY. I've been plugging it all over the place for the past week, trying to get it on people's radar. I think it's a ton of fun. They seem to have fun when we ran it.
What we're saying is go check it out.
Yeah, give it a look.
Go check it out.
And we'll see you back here next Sunday. Bye, everybody.